Hello, I'm Jay from Volunteer Audio, and today I've got my friend G-Kue with me.
How y'all doing?
And he's one of the hottest up-and-coming YouTubers, and I definitely think you need to check out his channel. What's your channel called?
So my channel is, I'm G-Kue. My channel is called Just G-Kue. I focus on mainly moto vlogs, travel videos, slight installs, and I'm extremely grateful and appreciative to be here with my man Jay. And I can't wait to see what you got planned for us.
Well, thank you. Now, I'll tell you, one thing that I think, when you watch G-Kue's videos, you're going to see this guy is amazing at editing. Not only does he go to amazing places, has some beautiful footage, but he edits it down to just keep your attention and keep you drawn in. He's got this beautiful 2025 Black Raven Fade CVO. We're going to do a huge audio upgrade in it today. We're going to replace all of the speakers in it. We're going to put a very, very powerful amp in the fairing, but we're also going to add some 6.5s to the Tour Pak. You're going to want to watch this video. You want to make sure you subscribe to Just G-Kue.
Yep.
Check out his content as well. And at the end, I'm going to let you hear just how amazing this sounds. Now, this will just be a highlight video going over everything we're doing. So to be quick, we'll keep your attention. You're going to love what you see. So hang out as we do this install. All right, so I've got some parts out here on the table. We're going to go over what we're going to do to this bike and a little bit more detail what you're going to see throughout the video. First off, these new 2024 and newer bikes, they got a little weak battery. And anytime you try to play your music, as soon as the battery hits 12 volts, it cuts your music down to a quarter volume. So to keep that from happening, we're going to put an XS Power Titan8 lithium Titan8 technology battery in it. It's going to give us a lot more power, more cranking amps, more reserve time. And that lithium's lighter, charges faster. Now, there's a lot of, I think, incorrect info out there saying that you can't use a lithium battery in these new bikes. We are 500-600 batteries in on the new bikes without any problem using the Titan8 technology. This is not lithium ion, lithium phosphate. This is lithium Titan8. It's a totally different tech. On top of that, we're going to take some Harley. These are from Harley Tour Pak pods. We're going to add those to the Tour Pak. Now, the factory system, the way it comes, uses 2-ohm speakers, it uses a smaller amplifier, and it's maxed out. You can't add these speakers unless you do a bigger upgrade. So speaking of that upgrade, we're going to go to a much larger Hertz SP 4.9900 amplifier. This amp does about 180 watts of RMS power to each speaker at 4 ohm, but when we add the extra Tour Pak speakers, the rear is going to drop to 2 ohm. That's going to increase our power to about 290 watts a channel, but the amp's about 2,000 watts peak. So tremendous amount of power. That factory amplifier we're taking out on our dyno did 78 watts. So we're adding 100 watts at each one of the locations over what it had factory. But we're adding even more when we get to the rear. Now, this is awesome. So my friend over at Hog Badge called him and said, hey, G-Kue's coming in. He's got this Peace Army. He's got these cool logos. Can you make me something cool? So as we go through this, we're going to be taking off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to be taking off the logos, the factory ones on the grills. We're going to put these in their place. And it's just going to be one-off. This is just yours.
Right,
you know, nobody else is going to have this. But if you do want custom badges, reach out to Jeff at Hog Badge. So it's hogbadge.com. Let him know what bike you have. You just send him a logo, maybe some font. He'll put together something really cool, get it laser cut out for you. All right, so we are going to replace those fairing speakers with a 6.5-inch Hertz Neo. Tour Pak's going to get a 6.5-inch mid-range or mid-bass Neo. And in the lids, we're going to put the new 690H 6x9s. These are going to drop directly in. We're not going to cut anything. This entire system.
Plug and play.
Plug and play. And speaking of that, we're taking the factory amp out.
Okay.
Now, a lot of companies don't have the ability to do this yet, but at Volunteer Audio, with the help of our friends at Seiren HD, we built an interface that takes the factory amp out, takes that digital signal from the new Skyline radio, and gives us a perfectly clean signal for our amp. So EQs still work, auto speed volume still works, everything in the radio still functions, fader still works. You lose nothing, but we get a much, much better sound.
So I wouldn't know nothing was changed except
it's just going to sound better. It's going to work like it's always worked, but it's going to sound so much better.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're not going to see anything different other than if you go into the background of the radio and you look at the amp, it's going to say Volunteer Audio powered by Seiren HD. That's the only place. Now, last but not least, we didn't talk about this much. We're going to do some SoundSkins in the fairing. So we're going to pull the front speaker pods off. We're going to wrap them with a sound deadening material. instead of having this hollow plastic pod sound, it's going to be this deeper tone mid bass from the front. So by making those pods more solid and fit better, we get better mid bass response from the front end.
Awesome.
So we're going to have great bass from the back between our 4 speakers, but we're going to do a little bit of help to make the front sound even better. And in the middle, it's just going to be a concert on wheels. It's going to sound great.
I'm excited.
So we're going to get this done. You're not going to lose any storage space, none.
Okay.
You know, the speakers don't take up any extra room in the bag lids, the Tour Pak you still got. So I know as much as you ride, you need that room.
Yeah.
And everything's weatherproof. Everything's built for a Harley. I know you don't stop. So it's going to go through whatever you do, and it's going to continue to sound great.
That is, I'm so excited. And the fact that it's plug and play and the fact that it is weatherproof, I couldn't ask for anything better, because in my last radio, well, my the radio we're not gonna talk about, but
not weather
it's
resistant.
it's not weather resistant.
No.
And I had some corrosion and things like that, and over time it wound up going out. So this is very, very, very exciting.
Well, I'm going to get a fender protector on this bike, start tearing it apart. We'll blow it into some pieces, put it back together with all this new audio.
Let's get it.
All right. All right. So as you see, in a few minutes and a good conversation with my friend here, we've got this bike really to the point that we can start kind of going back together. I got to remove a couple speakers, but we got the gas tank off, we've got the outer fairing off, we got the seat off, and we removed the gas tank to expose this part. We call this the backbone of the bike. This is where Harley runs all of their wiring. That's where we're going to run our wiring. And to really go up to a bigger amplifier, you have to get to here to run a larger power and ground from the battery. There's just not large enough wiring in the fairing to support the power that that new amp's going to need. So we wanted to do that. At the same time, this is a CVO. If we were just going to do the 4 speakers, we would just run power and ground. But in this case, we're running 6. And the place that we can plug in for rear speakers is actually in the fairing. So I'm going to run a backbone speaker harness down to run this Tour Pak at the same time. And then we'll start going back together. Got any questions about it?
Not at all.
Well, I'll put it back together. I promise it'll go back.
You're just so good with just snip, 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 and I'm just like,
All right, so let's quickly talk about the speakers we're taking out versus the speakers we're putting in. So these are the factory speakers in your CVO. They call these the stage 2 speakers. The woofer on those plays pretty low in bass, but what happens is as it gets louder, it lacks clarity. It gets very distorted at highway speeds. With our new Hertz speaker we're putting in, it has a much stronger neodymium magnet, so direct drop-in that fits right into our enclosure. But overall, the key thing is the sensitivity is much higher. Sensitivity is another word for efficiency. So with the exact same amount of power, this speaker is still 2 to 3 dB louder than the original speaker. We did a previous video to that. Eric put a link above for it, where we tested each one of the systems, and we actually just pulled these out using the stock amp dropped in the Hertz. We gained over 2 decibels, almost close to 3 decibel by changing the speaker out. Now in this build, we're going to move up to a much more powerful amplifier. You'll see the same results in that test of what that did. But this is more of a pro audio style speaker. It's going to project sound a lot further. But with Hertz, they also built an extremely musical speaker. It's going to be accurate. You're going to hear all the instruments. You're going to hear all the subtle things from the edges of the strings to the saxophone to whatever instrument's playing. You're going to hear it all. You're not going to miss out on anything. And they still have really good mid-bass response. So excited to see the end result. But these factory speakers, well, they're what you expect to get from the factory. They're good enough to sell the bike. They're good enough to get you down the road. But when you want to do an upgrade, you want to go to a whole different level, which we're doing in GQ's bike. All right, so we are taking out that factory battery. This is an AGM battery, weighs about 22 pounds. It's got 400 cranking amps. Normally you test them, they're about 300. Our new battery is going to be 4 times the reserve power, 750 cranking amps, but it's lithium titanate. Safe to run off any charger. It is going to recharge faster than any battery you could put in this Harley. Recharges so fast, it'll recharge between the bass notes while we're listening to music. All right, so I just want to take a second and talk about the amp we put in, the amp we took out. So first off, this is the best amplifier available at the Harley dealer. This comes stock in the CVO models. This is the amp that most of the base model guys have been trying to upgrade to. Now, if you go to the bike and you check the fusing, they only send 30 amps of current up to run this amplifier. Claims to be a 500 watt amp, but if you watch our earlier videos where we dynoed it, even after the latest updates, it does about 78, so we'll say 80 watts per channel. 80 times 4 is 320 watts. Our new Hertz amplifier is going to be producing right at 1,000 watts of continuous power instead of 320. It's also going to peak at 2,000 instead of 500. We did run a larger power and ground wire up from the battery, but as you see, it fits where this one did because we took it out. Our A to B interface is in place to take all that digital communication from that radio. We've built a DSP, a digital signal processor, inside of it. We've took an RTA and perfectly tuned it. So all the time alignment of the speakers are correct, the EQ is correct, the levels are correct. It's going to be crystal clear all the way to full volume, which means we can still use things like auto speed volume. We don't have to worry about the radio turning it up too loud just because we're going faster, but also all those factory EQs are actually controlling the DSP in here. So as you go through and you select each one of those presets, we're going to have a different tune we've built to sound amazing. So you can now pick any one you want based on your ears, not just what somebody else has set it at. On top of all that, there's no whining, no hissing, no background noise that we're having to fight with because it's a digital signal gone through very, very high-end digital audio converters to give us a perfectly clean signal into that amp. I think GQ's going to love it. It's going to sound great as he goes down the road. I'm sure he'll tell you about it later in one of his videos. All right, so we're going to upgrade these rear lid speakers for GQ. I just wanted to take a second to show you the factory speaker. So Harley actually put a lid on that would hold a 6x9, but when you buy your new CVO, it comes with a 5x7. So when we upgrade, we're going to get a much bigger cone, more surface area that's going to give us better bass response. We're also going to a much stronger neodymium magnet, and these new Hertz SX690Hs are a direct fit, so they drop right into these lids with no modification to the bike whatsoever, even plugs up to the same wiring. Just by changing these out, you're going to get a dramatic improvement in that bass response, but you're also going to get some more efficiency from having that larger cone. And we're going 4 ohm. That's going to get us plenty of power from our amp and allow us to do these Tour Pak speakers without worrying about bringing that impedance or that load too low. All right, so every time we send you out a system from Volunteer Audio, you're going to get one of these tools. It's called a polarity test tool. You're going to connect your phone to your radio via Bluetooth. You're going to go to YouTube and search polarity test. You'll find a video from volunteeraudio.com that you're going to play. It's just going to have some pops and cracks. Let's listen to it. So you're going to hear a tone like this. You're going to hold this tool in front of your speaker. It's going to give you a reading. So in this case, 3 green dots and a red one. We're going to check our back speakers. In this case, you see 3 reds and a green. That means that speaker is wired opposite of the front. I'm going to swap that polarity so that it matches, but then I'm going to install my Tour Pak speakers and test those as well. Haven't put them in yet because I'm just going to plug them in, set them in a hole. I'm going to do this same test, and as long as they match, then we're going to have really good bass response. All it takes is one speaker wired backwards, and then our system doesn't sound like it's supposed to. All right, so we got the bike back together. We've done our polarity testing. We've put our seat back on. We did some setup in the radio. Now, there are a lot of steps to this install that if you go to volunteeraudio.com, and you go to the top of the page and go to step-by-step install videos, you'll be able to find every one of those steps and follow along as you do your install. This video was not that. This video was an overall just showing you what we did as we had our friend GQ here, as we upgraded this beautiful new bike. Just wanted to show you the highlights of it. I think it turned out great.
I'm speechless. I'm extremely at a loss for words.
Well,
this is a, I don't even know what I was thinking. Like I didn't think it was gonna sound as good. Like
yeah.
it is really, really, really good.
So what's absolutely true is it's impossible to tell what something sounds like through an online video.
Right.
The problem is we're making an online video.
Right.
So it's really difficult. If you've got a great home audio system or even some really nice headphones and you listen to this video, I promise you, it still will not do it justice. So I would tell you, come to Volunteer Audio. Come see me. If you got a question, you want to hear it, you want to see what it's like in person, I keep 3 or 4 bikes here at all time with these systems in them. And I'd love to meet you in person and let you hear it. But if you just want to make an appointment and come in, we'd love to have that too, because I know your mind is going to be blown when we're done, and you're not going to have any idea of what you're getting till the end, which is great. I'd rather it be better than what you thought.
Right, right.
I hope it's better.
No, it's definitely better.
Okay.
It's definitely better.
I love the hog badges that Jeff put together. It's just that little extra touch.
That, shout out to him.
Yeah.
I mean, the quality, the finish,
He did a great job
awesome.
in a quick. If you want to know about some custom badges, again, hogbadge.com makes it for any of the factory upgraded grills. So if you got a 21 and newer that had the HD audio by Rockford, he's got logos for that. If you've got a 23.5 and newer CVO, or you just went to those grills, same grills are on the Street Glide Ultra, he's got logos for it. So go there. He's very reasonable for something that's custom set up, custom printed, and he does a great job in the quality. What did you think about the fit and finish as we went together on this?
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect.
How much of your wiring did we cut up?
None. None. No, everything was plug and play. And I'm just kind of standing back, just watching you guys work, and everything went together seamlessly.
So everything's engineered for the bike with a purpose. The cords are the right length. They plug into factory locations. We don't chop the bike up. The only holes that got drilled were to put the pods on, but Harley would have to do that if they added the pods. Every single thing plugs in. And again, those step-by-step videos will go into that in more detail. With our new A to B interface, I'm at a loss for words myself normally about how that came about, how that we have a digital interface to talk to this new infotainment system, how that all the EQs work, how that speed volume works, fader works. But on top of that, the system is on right now, turned up and paused. You don't hear any whines, whistles, hums, fuzz. It's not there.
No snap,
the only thing that makes any noise is my ears after we turn it down, because it is more than your ears can hardly handle at this volume level. But we know we're going to need that when we get the highway speeds. Overcoming loud exhaust, full face helmet,
wind, the elements.
Not a real tall windshield. Your height helps. You're not like 7'5", you know. When your head's in the wind, it's hard to hear the music. Okay, so let's play something. Now I'm going to tell you, this isn't going to do it justice. This song's from Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound does copyright-free music. It sounds good here, but it's not going to have a lot of vocals. It's not going to have something for you to tell. But I will tell you, how loud is it?
Loud. Loud. Like
when you talk to me and it's playing.
I can't hear you talk.
Can you hear you talk?
I can't hear myself talk.
Okay, that's because
I can't hear myself talking.
I can't hear great, but I can't hear myself talk either as we try to talk on it. I can yell and I can't hear myself yell. So it's so loud, but at the same time, the clarity makes you not realize it's that loud. So you attempt to talk. You think if I say something, they're going to hear me.
Nothing's coming out.
Nothing's coming out. All right, so let's listen to it together. We're going to change mics because the mics we normally use, these absolutely blown out when it's this loud. But we'll give Eric a second to get that disconnected.
I start smiling, like seriously, like that's how good it is.
Awesome.
It's well, like so, my cheeks are hurting. Like
so I know you want to hear some riding footage, right? You want to hear what does this sound like going down the road? Well, I can guarantee you, if you look up Just G-Kue on YouTube and subscribe, follow this man on Facebook. He does a lot of great posts through Facebook. He's got a lot of great videos on YouTube. What other social media are you on?
I'm on everything, but my main socials are YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. So youtube.com/justgkue. That's JUST space G space KUE. That's on all platforms.
We'll put some links in the description.
Instagram is Just G-Kue, one word, JUSTGKUE, and Facebook at Just G-Kue, just JUST space G space KUE.
That's a lot. We're going to put it in the comments below. We're actually in the description. We'll link you to where you can find his channels. Let me tell you, this guy is so nice and humble. And it's just crazy because his channel has blown up because he does such a good job of taking you with him on his ride.
That.
And being able to go on those journeys, not all of us can take that. We got to work too much. But in a few minutes, I can go with you across the country. You got some big rides coming up?
Yes. I have my Unleash the Peace run May 23rd, May 24th in the greater New Orleans area. It's a charity ride. We're giving out scholarships to local high school seniors. And it's going to be a great time full of food, fun, and fellowship with a bunch of great people. And my big ride, every year, every summer, I take what I call an epic ride. And this summer, I am going to Alaska. And I can't wait to.
Where are you going in Alaska? How far are you going?
I'm not going to the great beyond in where the road stops and things like that. But I want to ride Thompson Pass. Ride, I think it's called Thompson Pass, Thompson Road down from Fairbanks to Valdez.
Okay.
And I saw some pictures, I saw some videos online. I was like,
a little bit of time in Canada.
Yeah,
getting there.
It's gonna be it's gonna take a while, but the views, the scenery, and just getting out and just having a big woosah of the year, you know, just laying it all out on the road. I can't wait.
So let me tell you, we're blessed. Volunteer Audio's in East Tennessee, right outside of the Great Smoky Mountains. Here we got some great rides: the Devil's Triangle, the Tail of the Dragon, the Cherahella, the Foothills Parkway. Yep. If you want to see some good footage of those trips, check out Just G-Kue. I'm telling you, the video you did on the Devil's Triangle was great. The one you did on the Dragon was really good as well. So if you want to see a good edited down version of that ride, it's just going to make you want to come visit us. And so with that being said, you can make a trip out of it. Come to Tennessee. Come to Volunteer Audio. Give us a call at 1-844-30-AUDIO. We'll talk about your bike, your build, your budget. The weather's getting beautiful. Plan that trip. Come see me. I'd love to upgrade your audio. We'll make it sound great. We'll make it where it's worth coming, I guarantee you. But while you're here, enjoy the beautiful scenery that we have. Okay, also check out all of our available plug-and-play packages. This system is at volunteeraudio.com. Let's go to the top of the page, plug-and-play install, plug-and-play amp and speaker kits. Select your bike, select how many speakers and what you want. It'll build it right there for you. We make it easy. All plug and play, no warranties voided. And with our step-by-step install videos, if you don't want to come visit us and ride the beautiful roads here, you can do this yourself. And with our lifetime tech support, along with those videos, I know you can do it. We do the hard parts here, so it's easy when you go to put it in. But G-Kue, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a good day. I appreciate you hanging out with me.
Nah, I've learned so much, and I'm still amazed at how simple it was to put up.
We really just talked, and while we were talking, it happened. Just
before you know it, it's like
together.
You know, it's back together, and it sounds amazing. So I'm just grateful, and I'm just thankful to be here at Volunteer Audio.
Well, thank you all so much for watching. Again, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and comment below. Let me know what you think about the bike, what you think about the build. If you've seen G-Kue, let me know what you think about him. Comments only. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Peace.
Where did this Peace Army idea come from?
So it's kind of right after my mom passed, and I took the ride to California because that was something that I always told that I wanted to do. And she was just too tickled with the thought that I was gonna ride a motorcycle to California. And so when I did it, you know, of course I broke down at the state sign and, you know, just thinking about moms and stuff and just realizing how much peace riding brought me in that moment. And so I started meeting a lot of people who were going through their own things, whether it's grief, whether it's, you know, just something personal, and how I can connect with those people or, you know, that particular person. And there was no judgment. There was no, nobody looked down on each other. And so I thought to myself, I said, it would be really cool if we had a group of people who all thought and felt that same way.
But I think the enemy tries to divide us.
And so,
for a million reasons, right?
And so I was like, we can just all come together. We can show each other so much peace, love, and joy. And as long as we keep spreading it, then I think the world will become a better place.
I think that division just takes our joy.
Yeah. So I'm super, super excited to see it grow. And just watch how people have, you know, taken to it. And it's just I would have never thought it would have even gotten to this point. It just was an idea, and I just started calling myself the leader of the peace army, and then next thing you know,
I love it. I love it. I love the idea.
It's taking a life of its own. But to be able to take the idea and then turn it into a grassroots kind of movement, and now people are really bought in, and then take that energy and affect change in my community and other people, and, you know, just help people out as much as I can.
Yeah.
My mom, a lot of people don't know, my mom, she adopted me. And so that's why it was really hard when she passed, because I'm like, you took the time, and she was much, much, much older. She was about to be 50 when she adopted me.
Okay.
And so she didn't have to do the things that she did. We weren't rich, we didn't have a lot.
You don't have to have a lot when you got each other, right?
I had her, and she made sure I had everything that I needed. And so the whole concept, I guess, like now for me is, she looked out for me when nobody else did. And so now I want to just help out and look out for other people that's in need as well.